Hello, Jude Mattingly, Office of Planning Staff, 444 South Fifth Street. And this is a conditional use permit to allow for a non-owner occupied short-term rental in residential zoning. Next couple of slides, please. Next. The subject property is zoned R5 within a neighborhood form district. The structure contains 4 bedrooms, which would allow for 10 guests maximum. There's off-street parking available in the driveway, and there's no short-term rentals approved via CUP within 600 feet. Next slide, please. Here's an aerial of the subject property. Next, please. The surrounding zoning. Next, please. Front image, and the next slide is just a little bit more zoomed in. Next. Here's some site context. So this would be if you were traveling southeast toward Taylorsville Road. And the next will be northwest up Yorkshire toward what's known as Berkshire Avenue. Final slide, please. Staff's findings are that this is adequately justified for approval. The existing use is residential. It's located in a residential area, meets all the standards of the standard of review, and there's adequate parking for the use. And finally, your required actions will be to either approve or deny the conditional use permit. And if you have any questions for me, more than happy to take them.
I don't believe there are any. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Lynn Thomas. Good afternoon.
Lynn
Name and
Thomas,
address, please.
2915 Yorkshire Boulevard, Louisville, Kentucky 40220.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give today is the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Thank you. We currently have this as an owner-occupied short-term rental, but we'd like to turn it into a non-owner-occupied short-term rental. We have a registered ADU behind our garage, and we've been informed that we cannot use that ADU for as a short-term rental, which we have no interest in doing. We just have a very high booking rate at our home, and we just don't want to go back and forth between staying in the ADU and going in the house and all that. So it's been a short-term rental for 3 years. We haven't had any complaints or issues in the years that we've had it. On Airbnb, I'm a superhost, a guest favorite, and in the top 5% of homes on the site. And as of today, we have 56 reviews with a rating of 4.97. On VRBO, we're a premier host, and our rating is exceptional. And as of today, we have 27 10 out of 10 reviews. People like us. We take care of the lawn and the landscaping on a weekly basis, so the exterior always looks nice. We have very strict quiet hours, 8 a.m. To 10 p.m. We have a noise monitor in the home that alerts us if the noise gets above a certain decibel. We haven't ever had that go off other than one time when there was a children's party in the house. We have exterior cameras both on the front door and on the back porch. We're available via cell phone anytime for our neighbors, and our neighbors on both sides have our cell phone numbers. And our average stay is 3 days. And that's all.
So how many guests do you have on average?
We usually have, it's typically a family like cheerleading and stuff. So it's usually like between 5 or 6. We actually, I know we can have 10, but we don't allow 10. We only allow 8.
Okay. All right. And when you have 5 or 6, is everybody able to park in the drive?
Yes, we actually have a driveway that fits 8 cars, but we park on one side. I know it's a really big driveway. And so we give them access to put on 4 cars on the one side.
And you, which have shared your information or would share your information with neighbors, your contact information, so that if
Yes.
something were to arise.
Yes,
Okay.
both our neighbors on both sides have my cell phone.
Okay. All right. And you're aware of the registration requirements?
Yes,
Okay. Have a copy of the staff report.
yes.
All right. Good deal. So have you heard any comments from neighbors that are unresolved?
The neighbor, as you're facing the house to the right, is, her concern was that the ADU, we were going to have a short-term rental. The ADU on the back was going to have short-term renters. And we're not. We're just not going to do that.
Okay. All right. Members, any questions for Ms. Thomas?
Madam Chair. So I was a little confused, and if you just repeat or explain if you would. So I think in the same sentence or in the same part of your remarks, you mentioned the ADU, and you also mentioned that you were close enough that you're going to be able to maintain the yard on a weekly basis, et cetera. So could you clarify, number one, I guess, would be if this is granted, what plans, if any, do you have for the ADU? And number two, what is, now that you're not living on the property, how proximate are you to the property in terms of where you're moving to, where you're going to live?
Well, we don't have any plans to move now, but the ADU is just a little studio apartment behind our garage. So our plan is that to live in the ADU, in the little studio apartment. We're booked about 64% of the time. So, and then you put in the cleaning time and all that. It's the getting in and out of the house that's the challenge, but we don't have any plans to move right now. Did that answer your question? Am I being unclear? Sorry.
So I have a question. My understanding is why does this particular scenario involve non-owner occupied?
Because the primary resident, the main house would no longer be their primary residence if they're living out of it enough. So they may be in the ADU a certain percentage of the time. They want the flexibility. So their goal is not to move off the property completely, but they figure getting the conditional use permit for the house makes it easier for them to spend more time at the ADU rather than moving back and forth.
Yeah.
That they're afraid that by the time, if you spend most of your time at the ADU, at that point, the ADU becomes your primary residence. The main house is no longer your primary residence, and so you trigger it. So the CUP is not triggered by whether you live or don't live on the property at all. It's focusing on the dwelling unit. And in this case, it's the main house.
Thank you for explaining that. It's more esoteric than I thought.
Yes. Anything else, members? Thank you, ma'am. That's the only speaker card I have for this case. So I'm closing the public hearing. We're in deliberations on 25 CUP 0022. Any discussion?
Chair, go ahead with the motion.
Please do.
Regarding case 25 CUP-0022 for a short-term rental, 2915 Yorkshire Boulevard. The request is for a conditional use permit to allow a short-term rental of a dwelling unit that is not the primary residence of the owner, according to Land Development Code 4.2.63. And I'll make the motion that we approve the request, and I base that on the staff findings, standards of review, and the discussion that we've had today with staff. And the conditions of approval, are there?
Yes.
Yeah.
7 of
I
7.
think there's, yes, 7 of, there are 2 conditions of approval that would be included. Page 7 of 7. And number 1 indicates that the house would be allowed up to 10 guests, and the owner has indicated that they allow no more than 8 residents.
Right, but we haven't changed that condition yet. I mean,
Okay.
we've just left it at 10,
So
I think. Yeah.
So just disregard the resident change.
Second, Beta.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the conditional use permit at 2915 Yorkshire Boulevard. Roll call, please.
Bozos,
Yes.
Bida,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Bond.
Yes, the conditional use permit has been approved. Thank you.